who is going to defy his party tonight, or his leadership at least anyway, and not vote forward. Caroline Lucas there making the case about how this is not South Africa, even with milder cases. We've got very high level of cases here, and the concern again about the National Health Service.
Well, she's right. This isn't South Africa, but we also have a much higher level of vaccination, and I think it's 650,000 people have come forward for their booster jab just in the last 24 hours. So the situation in this country is very different from other parts of the world. And I would just say that those parties on the left are very keen to reach for state control of how we live our lives, where we have seen COVID passes and much greater COVID restrictions and mandatory vaccinations. Actually, we haven't seen any improvements in the amount of COVID cases in terms of deaths or hospitalizations. So I think there is an issue that these restrictions don't actually work. But secondly, they're very erosive to our civil liberties, something that parties on the left are very keen to get involved with. But also they're very damaging to our economic recovery as well.
But in many regards, there is a libertarian argument to be made. There's a philosophical argument to be made about the role of the state at any stage. But we are still in the middle of a pandemic. It has been necessary at certain stages in this pandemic to introduce restrictions. We all recognise that. We're not out of the pandemic yet. This is a variant of concern. It is right for the government to be cautious.
Well, yes, the government are right to be cautious, and I do support measures that are actually effective in combating the spread of COVID-19 and the various variants that we will have to live with for the rest of our lives. These variants will keep on coming, and the evidence suggests with viruses that they will become weaker in terms of their virulence as we go forward. We are going to have to learn to live with COVID. We can't just shut the economy down every time a new variant comes along. And the way we learn to live with that is encouraging take up of the vaccine, which in this country has been one of the most successful anywhere in the world. Being sensible about how we go about our lives, but not closing down our economy. If we don't have a thriving economy, we won't be able to pay for the public services like the NHS.